Hey, what's up guys, this is Anthony from Anthony's Customs, and for this review, we are looking at the McFarlane Toys DC Multiverse Red Hood, part of the 3 Jokers batch of figures. This is the Red Hood in the all black and red outfit, which is pretty darn cool. I like this look for him a whole bunch. I think I personally prefer the gray on the inside, but this is a nice look, and there's a lot of stuff about this figure that's actually surprisingly good. There's a lot going on here that's nice. As you might guess though, based on this initial inspection, there's some stuff we're going to need to talk about though, so let's go ahead and get him off the stand and take a closer look. This guy stands just about 18, let's just say 18 centimeters, that's pretty darn close, and that's going to make him about 7 1/8 inches tall, so he's a little bit shorter, which is fine. Here he is up against Batman. I think that's appropriate enough. It's never going to be perfect, but that's fine. And this guy, like I said, there's a lot of good stuff going on, but first we have to do question of the day. Do you guys prefer, I'm only going to give you 2 options, make it easy for you. You have to pick one of them, or just not answer, because it's the internet, you don't have to do it if you don't want to. Do you like this look, or the look where he's got the gray with the red bat symbol underneath? I prefer the gray just for the composition of more color and whatnot, but I do like the red, more classic Robin type design underneath too. That's very cool looking. Okay, let's talk about the aesthetics on this guy. It's mostly molded black plastic, but they did spruce it up a little bit with some paint, like down here on the legs. These little straps are painted black. We do see some paintwork on the knee pad, the shin pad. Obviously the red is there, that's nicely done. Little bit of detail work paint-wise going on in the boot. I like that, lots of sculpted detail. That's fine. They did paint the belt up here a little bit of a different color, so that's good. It's kind of a gray with a black look. I like all of that. Unfortunately for the whole jacket, it's just solid black. They didn't add any of the detail work for the buttons or buckles or straps or anything, which is weird. Because that's probably what you're going to see more than the skinny pants, which we'll get to. Also, we have different finishes, some gloss, some not gloss. It looks very strange, so that's definitely a bummer. They did a decent job painting the black on here, although mine has like this big splotch of glue, which is definitely a bummer, but that's painted well. The eyes are painted really well. I like that. Very nice. And then the metallic head is pretty good. The hood is glossy, which I could definitely do without, but I guess it doesn't really matter. It's fine. So that part's all good. Paint-wise, it's fine other than missing details up here. I'll take it. Let's talk about the sculpt. The jacket looks pretty good. I think they did a good job with that. No real gripes there. The head, definitely not quite what I was expecting. It's a little peanutty and round, but it's good enough. I'll take it. The torso is actually really well done. This might be the best looking torso they've sculpted. It actually has the right shape to the muscles. You can actually see the muscles sculpted onto the body rather than just outlines etched. Like this guy has no shape to any part of his body, whereas this guy has all kinds of little muscles popping out. All of the muscles are there. It's very nicely done. Very good look. He also has the right shape to his torso, going broader to narrower. That's nice. The pants, on the other hand, the lower half of the body, like if you left it like that, that looks really nice. Happy with it. If you look at it just like that, it looks ridiculous. His legs are so ridiculously skinny. And don't say he's supposed to be trim because it's Red Hood, it's not Bruce Wayne. It's not right. Here's the source material, and it's not what the figure looks like. The figure is so scrawny from the legs. Like his ankles are almost the same thickness as his thigh, going all the way up. It's almost completely straight up and down. And also his lower legs are too long compared to his upper legs, which throws off the look. Also, I'll do a quick Photoshop just to spruce this guy up a little bit, but his scrawny legs destroy the look of an otherwise pretty good looking figure. Very, very disappointed with that. So my rating for the aesthetic is going to be 6 out of 10. Unfortunately, half good, half bad doesn't average out. The bad takes away from the good, unfortunately. You can't do it. You can't put a dirty cloth in with a clean cloth and expect the dirty one to get cleaner. It goes the other way, so that's definitely a bummer. Now, as far as accessories go, we do get the arthritis trigger finger hands on him in the package. To no one's surprise, we have no alternate hands. We do have a crowbar, which is good enough, I guess. It's a little soft on sculpt, but it's okay. We get the super duper wonderful display stand. That's very nice. Love those. And then we also get the trading card, which is just a photo of the figure standing there in a generic pose. Again, I can't for the life of me understand why they're spending budget on the trading cards. It's such a weird thing. So weird. They stopped using reference images because it was always the wrong thing, and now they're using photos of the figure you own. Why? I don't get it. Okay, accessory-wise, 2 out of 10. Let's talk about the articulation. The head is on at least a single ball peg. I'm guessing it's a single. I can't tell because it's so dang tight I can't really pose it. His neck is the same size as his head. It barely fits on top of the neck. You do get your rotation, of course. I can't get it to lean up at all. And that's as far as I can get it to lean down. Leaning side to side does work, so that's cool. That's going to make for a couple of nice poses, I'm sure. Cock that head to the side just a little bit. Yeah, that works. It's not terrible, but it definitely could be better. Shoulders have the full rotation. They do have that wiggle, which serves no purpose still. Extra mold for no reason. Don't get it. They do have the full horizontal motion. That's pretty good. It's a little bit weird the way it's sculpted to meet to a point here, which looks good in the neutral, but when you do this, it looks weird. So that could be better. It's a little bit, like, just tone it back a little bit and you'll be good. Thigh swivel. Let's not get ahead of ourselves. The bicep swivel works well enough, like it's good, it's nicely hidden. The different plastics is weird. Glossy to not glossy, definitely a detraction. Elbow works really well. It's not the best looking thing in the world, but you get full range, so that's fine. The wrists, I have no idea what's going on because they kept this whole double cuff thing going on. That thing right there is actually connected to the hand, and the wrist is somewhere in there. And it feels like it's a ball hinge, but I can't tell because you have no range other than rotation because of that big cuff. Those cuffs should just be part of the thing, part of the arm. It's weird. Okay, so arms are okay. Torso, you would think, like, look, he's trim. He should have plenty of range in the torso. Maybe he does. I always save this part on the McFarlane figures because it's always exciting. We'll start with leaning back. That should work. He only goes that far back, which is weird because they usually go all the way back. Maybe this one leans forward. Nope, it also doesn't lean forward. Why? Why is there no range in the torso? There's nothing limiting it. Side to side is surprisingly good. Like, it's not great, but it's not surprisingly good. It's just okay. You do get rotation there. Let's check the lower torso. Maybe we're going to get it all there again. So leaning back on the lower torso still doesn't give you very much. Like, if I hold it straight, like he was leaning at the hips there. If you use the hips, it goes back. But if you don't use the hips, the torso has almost no range back. Going forward, still very little range going forward. Side to side at there. That's actually not bad down there. But still weird. And then you get your rotation. So torso is still ridiculously limited for no real reason. Hips going out to the side. Full-on splits. Holy macaroni. They're loose as heck. They're floppy. Like, not floppy, but any weight will make them flop. They're very, very loose. So that's not good, but good range. Going forward, you can get a full-on kick. Just about. They do go back a decent amount, so you can do a nice high kick. Somebody said to me the other day in one of my comments, people's legs don't go backwards like that. Well, maybe not normal people, but I've seen plenty of gymnasts do like a front split, or a martial artist do a kick forward and back. And especially for an action figure of somebody who does martial arts, I don't think a little exaggeration in bringing the leg back is a problem. And this is good. Like, that goes, it stretches his butt a little bit, but you can do whatever you want, and I like that, so that's good. Thigh swivel on this guy, you would think it'd be hidden right here. It's not, it's in the hip, and it works just a little bit. It's okay. Double jointed knee. That's fine, that's a pretty good knee. It's one of the better knees they've done, actually, so good for them. That's nice. And then for the ankles, we have these giant ball hinges, which have terrible range and are very loose. This one is especially loose, because mine was not assembled properly. That's why he was standing with a broken ankle in the beginning. But ugly, ugly joint, very loose. This one is obviously pointless to talk about. This one, you get basically, let me get it straight. You get 3 positions. So it's heavily ratcheted, but still too loose. So it's going to be really ineffective for posing. That's a bummer. And then you get really good range on the rocker. That's nice. The toe hinge on this guy is very floppy and terribly placed. It's hideous, and it's just ridiculous. Like, how is this happening in 2022? From one of the most reputable collectible companies out there. Why is there a toe hinge all the way back in the middle of the foot that does that? Like, that's not what feet do. Nobody's feet do that. It's weird. If you're not going to do it right, just leave it out. It's so weird. So, another one bites the dust. The articulation on this guy is super weak. 5 out of 10. 5 out of 10. You can maybe get it into some basic generic poses, but you're not going to be doing anything fun with it. It's really unpleasant to handle because of those janky hips and ankles and the toes. Like you saw as I was handling it, the feet looked all kinds of jacked up. So yeah, weird hands, limited torso or limited articulation, no accessories really. The paints are there on half the figure and not on the rest. It's just another one of these weird releases that's so close, so capable of being a great release, but then isn't. Especially now that Marvel Legends are up to $25 ridiculously, these could bump up to $25, and then they could just cover them with paint detail and just tighten up some joints and they'd be good enough. But they're not putting, it feels like, any effort into these at all. Really weird. Final verdict on this guy, a 6 out of 10. If you ignore the lower half, it looks cool enough, so it's getting some brownie points for being a good character design, really. But they did do a really nice job with the sculpt on the torso. And if they didn't make the jacket so damn bulky, the head wouldn't look so peanutty, but it's still not quite the right shape. So it's just like they keep shooting themselves in the foot, which is ironic because none of the characters who use guns have any. So anyway, there it is, guys. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please do give it a thumbs up. If you didn't, give it a thumbs down. And if you haven't subscribed, please do, because I have new videos. I make them just for you. They come out almost every single day, and I have thousands already on the channel. So do come back for all of that. And in the meantime, keep collecting.